Hey guys, welcome back. I have another video for you. This one is going to be talking about all the success stories I can remember, or at least the biggest ones that I feel like really made me realize like this shit is real. And I'm a very young girl. I'm very young, and it's very interesting growing up and having so many things spiritually, psychically happen, because it really opened my mind to sort of the way life works, on a way that I still can't understand, but to go through a lot at a young age really opened my eyes. And now that I'm like doing all this manifestation content, I'm able to connect the dots a lot quicker and explain to other people based on my experiences why things happen. So when I was really young, like I had just finished high school, I was obsessed over this guy that I met. He was everything I've ever wanted in a person. Like, he checked off all the boxes. It was almost like God made a man specifically for me. Like, God knew all my desires and created this person. And this person and I, sure, things were great at first, and then it didn't work out. And forget hot and cold behavior, it was literally like dead fish in water. Like, nothing could happen between us. And it got to the point where I just totally gave up on it. And I moved to the other side of the country for a bit, and it helped a lot with moving on and getting over so many things in my life at that time. And when I was there, every time I went swimming, this person would hit me up. And I thought that was really interesting, because before then I've never lived in a place where I had like a swimming pool, and that was really fascinating. And I remember I asked a sign to God, you know, please show me this person is not a bad person. And then the next day when he texts me, he asks to call, and we call, and he tells me he loves me, and I say, you're lying. And he says, no, like I only love you and my family and very few other people, and those other people don't matter. Like, I love you. And so I heard everything that I wanted to hear from this person. Eventually I moved back to the West Coast where I live now, and he took a day off work to see me, and it was really awesome. Things didn't work out again, whatever. I moved on, and I was in a different relationship. And with this person, eventually I broke up with them, and I hit up this guy that, you know, I originally was telling you guys about. And I thought he lived hours and hours away. I thought he lived in a completely different part of the country. Like, you know, I just didn't think anything was possible. And it turns out he had lived just 3 minutes from where I was living at that time. And that was really cool. You know, I was not manifesting. I didn't know that you can manifest people to like move closer to your city and where you live. And that happened. And you know what's crazy? Before like, I didn't know where he was living. He just came and picked me up. I'd actually been in his apartment building like a year ago, and when I was there I had this feeling, oh, this looks like some place where da-da-da would live, you know. And turns out he was living there the whole time. I just like didn't know. So that was like the first thing that really made me realize, like, wow, like all this is really crazy. Back then I didn't know how like manifesting SPs worked, so I never like tried it on him, but this is definitely proof that like God will bring your desires to you. You don't have to like stress out about it. Like, just let things go, live your life, and it'll happen. The next thing is actually something that I was really desperate trying to manifest. So I was 21. The first internship I ever got was when I first started seeing angel numbers. So that is a whole crazy story in of itself that just shows that like God is really on my side, and like I will get all my desires even if I don't know what they are. So please watch that video. It's like titled like how to check your alignment with angel numbers or something. Like, please watch that video. It is amazing. And I love that story so much. So this one was, I think, the year after. So I'd been working at the first company, and it's cool, but because it was a government company, I wasn't getting much pay. And back then I was a very different girl. My family was very different. You know, as I changed, the people around me changed. So back then my parents and I were not getting along. It was not a good environment to live in at home. And my parents would only let me move out if I had gotten a job for a company that was better than the company I was already working at. My company that I was working at, top notch. I'm not going to dox myself, but I could basically only work at big tech. So like Fank, Moolah. So you know, through a series of events, I got an interview at one of the top tech companies. And I remember the night before my interview, I was so stressed out because I really wanted this job. I had applied for a job that was like north of the country from where I was living. So there would be a lot of distance between me and my family. There would be no way that my parents would force me to commute. Like, I'd actually have to move out and live on my own to work for this company, right? So I remember just praying and praying and praying. Like, I had this huge yellow poster board, and that night when all my friends had wished me good luck, you got this, we love you, after that, and after I done prepping like all night for this interview that I had tomorrow morning, I wrote down, like, God's on my side, like, I'm gonna have this job, I'm gonna work for this company, I'm gonna move to the city. I had no idea what affirmations were back then. No idea. My best friend was really into manifesting SPs and stuff like that back then. I didn't know anything about it, but for my own confidence, I just wrote, like, I just wrote my prayer like over and over and over and over again with a Sharpie, and I covered the entire yellow poster board with that. And I kind of consider it like a yantra, like a good luck thing, and I always kept it like pinned on a wall in my room. Obviously, it's been so many years since then, I've thrown it out. But anyways, I was so stressed for my interview. The next morning, my interview starts. This is a very intimidating company. Like, their interview process was very stressful. But I just remember, like, I was doing my best. I knew exactly what these companies were looking for from my answers. So I did my best. I gave them my answers. I told them exactly what I was looking for. And guess what? Guess what happened? First of all, I knew immediately that I had this job. I knew that I did so well in my interview. I remember texting someone. It was actually the guy from my previous success story. I remember texting him. I don't want to be cocky, but I know that I got the job. And then I just took a nap after I texted him. Anyways, so it turns out that by the grace of God, they did not hire me for the original location that I applied for, which was up north. Instead, they took me all the way to the other side of the country, literally the farthest possible city I could have gone to from my home location. And they paid for housing. They gave us like $3,000 for a summer for housing, okay? Me and this girl I was gonna live with, we were looking at penthouses. The only reason why we didn't get a penthouse was because A, I didn't know what affirming was back then. B, the minimum lease for a penthouse was 4 months. We only had 3 months there. And yeah, I had the best summer ever. Like, the best summer ever. I lived in a luxury apartment. I had all these cute clothes. We would go out all the time. I was in a very good area, so the food was amazing. It was super clean, super safe. I had just turned 21, so we were going out all the time. I had so many friends there. People there were so kind, so loving, so sweet. Like, it was actually like the best summer of my life. Like, it's just such a romantic, beautiful time. Not only that, but my job was so easy considering the company I was working for, and the pay was really good too. And I just loved the area. And so yeah, I had manifested moving as far away from my family as possible, and it was the best summer ever. And yeah, that was before I learned about manifesting and all that too, but basically that's what I was doing. That summer I had seen angel numbers like non-stop, every single minute, every single hour. It was like insane. And also I met like a really special soulmate there too. I know he has a lot of affection for me. I love him. I think about him. Even last night I was thinking about him. This is like such a side note thing, but sometimes I just wish that I chose to just settle down and marry him right now, because my life would be so good. But I'm just, between me and you guys, like, I don't think I'm ready for marriage. I also think that's why I haven't been able to manifest like my current SP right now, because I just feel like I'm working out my own self-beliefs, limiting self-beliefs on marriage and what I want from commitment and who I am in a committed relationship and things like that. But yeah. So, I manifested my dog. I manifested everything in my room. I'm sure there's more, but these are like the two things that like stand out most in my life, and there are plenty others. And I hope that as I continue making videos for you guys, you'll be able to see more just how powerful and magical I am. And I hope that inspires you to be powerful, stand in your power, know how magical you are, and just keep believing in the best for yourself, and the best will happen. Like, it just has to, because that's like how reality works. Now, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!